Hey, welcome to Silent Sales Machine Radio. If you happen to be watching today's episode on YouTube, which we from time to time do, we'll throw an episode, I'd say about one out of every 5 or 6 episodes, we throw it on YouTube. Hey, you are seeing my guests already today. If you're just listening to this episode at silentjim.com on your favorite podcast listening app, hey, welcome. You can enjoy this episode just by listening to it. We don't have a whole lot of visuals today that you have to be there for to see. So enjoy it either way. But if you're used to just listening, hey, jump over to YouTube sometime. There's a link in the show notes. You can go and you can see some of the guests that we have on this show. So that's pretty cool. So let me welcome to the show. I'll tell you a little bit about what the topic is after that. But we've got Brenda and Nathan. They're both on our team. They've been doing a lot of work for us. Brenda Crimmy and Nathan Bailey. Got to give you the last name. Sorry. And they've been doing some really cool work behind the scenes, blowing it up, making a lot of money, serving customers well in a very exciting niche. And it's something that we could go many directions on, but let me just set it up this way, guys. If right now you've got one income stream and it's your Amazon business and you're selling products on Amazon or whatever that one online income stream is, and you're looking for that next logical expansion that just makes sense and things just fall into place, and now you've got multiple streams that aren't dependent on each other, this is the next logical step from my vantage point. We've got people even doing this business model that don't have an Amazon account, and that's cool too, because this is a legitimate way where you can have multiple Amazon accounts generating income for you. It's a beautiful position to be in as an online seller, to have multiple income streams. And this is a great way to do it. The premise of today's show, if you go to provenproductpartnering.com, did I get that right, Nathan? Provenproductpartnering.com. That's where we talk you through this business model, this strategy. Basically, you're going to businesses that want to be on Amazon, that aren't on Amazon yet. You've heard us talking about this in recent episodes, these businesses that are confused by Amazon. Maybe their products are no longer being bought by Amazon and they don't know what to do. They need help. Well, the two best people on the planet we could talk to about that topic are here with me today as our guests. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Brenda and Nathan. You guys are going to tell us a little bit about this business model, some of the experience that you've had. I know you've been doing it for a very long time, Brenda. You were telling me you've had 30 plus clients that you've done this with.
Yep.
So let's just share some of those stories, guys, and dive in and hopefully answer all the questions that folks have today about this exciting zero risk business model.
Sure. Nathan, I'll go ahead and start real quick. If you don't mind, I'll jump in. You know, I started this business in 2015. I started selling on Amazon in 2014 and quickly learned how lucrative of a business model this could be to brand owners that are launching new products. And I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever been out to a county fair or farmer's market or any of these trade shows, the home and garden show, there's a plethora of booths of people out there touting their new products they're trying to bring to the market. And I thought, my gosh, if they knew how to leverage Amazon and get into revenue, that revenue will help fund their bigger vision of getting into the big box stores. So prior to Amazon, they had to wait and get into the stores before revenue started happening. And it was really, if you've ever tried to bring a product to market, I was schooled way back before Amazon came into play, where I was bringing an organizing product to market. Spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and I wished Amazon was around back then. So all I do is go up to these brands and say, hey, are you selling on Amazon? What's going on with that? And half the time they're like, I have no idea what's going on with Amazon. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm like, hey, I can help. And it's as easy as that. Nathan, don't you have that same experience?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, what's crazy is I was at an event that's like the Shark Tank of Utah, like hundreds of businesses there. And right next door to that event was the Utah Manufacturers Association trade show. And Walmart was there. And I got to meet with Walmart. And, that's another marketplace that we sell on. A lot of these businesses, they go, okay, let's get on Amazon, because that's where half of all online purchases are made. Right, Jim? And they were clamoring. After I told them what I do, they were like, yes, bring these businesses to us. And I mean, with some of the clients I work with, we're doing 100 orders a day on Walmart. So it's more than just Amazon. It's Amazon, it's eBay, it's, Facebook and Instagram and Etsy and all these different multi-channel platforms. But I think the most important thing, going back to what you said, Brenda, is these people out there that have real businesses, great products, they're absolutely clueless about what they need to do to get their product even online, even on Amazon, right?
And they don't know that help's out there, that there are people there that can help them.
Oh yeah. And I just don't have anybody tell me no when I tell them what I do.
And let me address from a big picture. You guys are kind of deep in the weeds of this opportunity, making things happen every day. But let me speak to someone who's, who is this episode for? I want to be real clear. If you have any awareness at all of the Amazon opportunity, if you've listened to between 5 and 10 episodes of this podcast, for example, you know more about what it means to sell a product on Amazon than 95% of all product owners in the world, including the mom and pop at the farmer's market that have their own barbecue sauce, all the way up to major brands that are scratching their head saying, how do we manage this Amazon thing? It's a little overwhelming to us. And you just threw out a statistic, Nathan, that's important to set this up too. 90% of all retail, if many listeners have heard me say many, many times on the show, 90% of all retail, as we are here, in 2019, is still offline. It's not online yet. Now, online, half of it is Amazon. So Amazon is a beast online for sure. But like Brenda said, I love your opening comment here. A lot of these brands, their ultimate goal isn't to, someday we could be online. No, 90% of their sales, they know are going to come from traditional offline channels. But if they can get on Amazon, that's a next boost exposure to get into some of these platforms Nathan's talking about, like get on the shelf at Walmart, or get into some of these retail stores. Amazon is a great next step for these small brands or mid-sized brands. People you can just go right up to and talk about their product and say, hey, let me help you get online. I know how to do it. If you're a part of the community that we've built, if you're a business building warrior, part of the My Silent Team Facebook group, for example, we'll stick a link in the show notes at silentgym.com today. You know all you need to know to be able to help these businesses. You're not going to run into a scenario where you can't help them. So I just wanted to boost the confidence of the viewers and listeners today so that no one writes themselves off as like, I'm not qualified to help these guys out. No, you're more than qualified, because those brand owners aren't listening to podcasts like this and consuming content like what we offer. They're out there making the best barbecue sauce they know how to make. They're out there making whatever product is they make. They don't spend their free time doing this stuff. We do. We're here to help each other out. So you're not going to get in over your head. We're going to drop some names on you today. I'm suspecting on this episode, some of the names and the brands that we built, household names that we're helping get on Amazon. And we're here to help you with that. So I just wanted to set it up a little bit, guys. I think that was time well spent so that listeners don't feel overwhelmed by this topic. Like, that's only for the people with really big, successful Amazon businesses. No. If you know how to set up an Amazon seller account, you could be a guru.
Well, and to that point, Jim, I want to add, I mentioned earlier when we were talking that these brands, they have that are building brands. They have a longevity in their mind. They're not wanting just to make a few extra $100 a month. They're wanting the big picture. What I say to them, it's like, it's a value just to be on Amazon, because here's the thing, even if your listing is not the best listing, it's not the best optimized, to your point, you don't have to be an Amazon guru to know that. When they're out there discussing their product at these shows and networking events and promoting, people are going to go home and they're going to look on Amazon to see if they exist. And if they are there, they're going to have the potential of a sale. If they're not legitimized as a brand. So at the very least, they have to have a presence. And when I tell my brands that, they're like, well, of course, that makes total sense to me. So you can start where you're at with your Amazon skills and learn with your client. They're going to think you're the hero.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And just for those, I'm trying to think like a skeptic here, Nathan. Keep your point in your mind, buddy. But the skeptic at this point might say, well, everything that could be sold on Amazon is already on there. No, my friend. 90% of the products in the world that could be on Amazon aren't on Amazon yet. You've got the ratios flipped in your head. There's so many products. I mean, we were just out in Las Vegas at ASD. So many of those products, they're just not on there yet. They're new, and with thousands of new products coming to the market every day, this is a wide open blue ocean If you're concerned about competition in your Amazon business, you're not focusing big enough on the big picture. There's zero competition in this ocean that we're talking about swimming in. You go ahead, Nathan. What'd you have?
Well, just what you just said is very important. The people that aren't there, they need us. But the people that are there, they don't know what they're doing, and they're trying to figure it out. And they, they just don't know back end keywords and how to run a sponsored ad campaign or any of these other things that you can do that are very basic things, easy to learn. But here's the best part about this business, right? Let's say you go out there and it's fourth quarter, and boy, you've just put your whole nest egg into inventory. So, and with wholesale, in that model, I see it happen a lot, is once you figure out how to get wholesale accounts, you spend all your money and then you're out of money. You have no more money to go buy more inventory. What if I showed you how to go out and instead of sourcing products, you start sourcing clients that have products that you're not having to pay anything for cost of goods, right? And what I like to set up is like a just standard 25% revenue share. So whatever I take of your products and you let me sell that for you online and you give me 25% of that, if you think about it and you break down the wholesale model, you go out and you buy wholesale products at Keystone, which is 50% of what something will retail for. Most wholesalers will sell you their product wholesale at Keystone. So now there's 50% margin left. You sell that product at retail. Amazon takes their 30%, right? That leaves you with 20% ROI in a lot of cases at wholesale. What if you could do that same model, but without taking any of the risk on having to come out of pocket to buy that inventory, and you're leveraging other people's inventory and time and knowledge, and you can get it. I mean, this literally is a business that you can start with little to no money out of pocket. And if you're empowered with just a little bit of the knowledge from Proven Amazon course and from this Proven Product Partnering 2.0 course that Brenda and I have created, you're going to be able to add multiple streams of income and diversity to your business. Because think about it this way, you've got your one account that Amazon allows you to have, or if you have two, if you've asked their permission, you're limited to that. But I now manage even your Amazon account. I have an admin access to it, right? Where
That's right.
I've got over 45 different accounts that I'm managing every day through, whether it's, okay, we got to tweak their sponsored ads or just very simple things. I have an account, and this is an amazing one that I set up about 8 months ago. A guy from your hometown, Brenda, on this product. It's a natural muscle relaxer product. And there was so few competitors, I don't have to even manage a sponsored ad campaign. And I'm making $900 a month off of it, off of my commission or my 25% revenue share of it. He's got me all the product. I just keep replenishing it. And that's all I do. I probably spend about 5 to 10 minutes a month on this account. And I make $900 a month off of some stuff that I had to build a listing for it, right? And get it a barcode and just the simple basic stuff. But it was such a good one. I'm able to gauge and analyze which are the right clients to take on and which are the ones that you kind of want to avoid from the perspective that there's so many. What Brenda and I teach really is how to get more clients coming at you than you can even possibly deal with. I've shut it off. My connector, the guy that I've got other people out there hunting businesses for me so that they can make a commission off of what they bring to me. And I've told them I can't take any more because I've got so many coming in right now that it's just the bottleneck bandwidth. I can't build my team fast enough to have all this stuff done. And so that's really, what could become of this is, maybe your business is stagnant, or maybe hey, I'm at that $5,000 or $10,000 a month phase where I know what I'm doing. I've got products that's selling, but how would you like to build your business up to a $20,000 to $30,000 to $50,000 a month, revenue, where none of it is risk that you're really taking. The only real thing that you're risking is the time that you're investing into building other people's brands with them. So
and I know, even on that risk, though, Brenda, not to speak for you, I'm going to pass the ball to you real quick. You charge up front. You charge an upfront fee. You talk us through that a little bit. It's not just a matter of saying, hey, I'm going to help you get your inventory on Amazon, and I want a % when it starts selling, and you hope that works out.
Right.
There's another model. We teach both models. Tell us how you do it.
Well, what I found, I've been doing this model, like I said, since 2015. And what I found is I was finding a lot of clients that were bringing products to market that were very competitive already on Amazon. So it was going to take a lot of time and money to get them through that competition to be doing any type of volume to make it a commission worth my while of my time being put in. So I explained it to similar to like a website. Somebody who builds a website for a brand, they're not building the website and saying, okay, once you sell on this website, I'll take my cut. So I kind of took it a little different spin. I'm like, okay, this is the value you're going to have by having your product represented on Amazon. And I'm going to do a kick butt listing for you, and we're going to drive traffic, and you're going to get the value back, the data, the customer reviews, all this information you can take to improve your product and bring it to the big box stores. That has value. And so for that, I'm going to charge this upfront fee. And then what I would do is after the product launch, I kind of give it a 3 to 4 month product launch phase while you're creating things, figuring out the market. And then after that 4-month phase, then will convert into a commission basis based on the volume or a flat fee. So Nathan and I do our business a little bit differently, but we're both very successful in the approaches that we take. So, and I will also say that there's no right way or wrong way to do it. You know, see what the customer's needs are, their clients' needs are, and meet them where their needs are.
It's a brand new arena that we're walking into where just visualize all of these brands and all of these businesses that have a product to sell, and you're able to offer them a solution at zero risk.
Right.
And so the way you do it, Brenda, is you charge an upfront fee. I'm going to get your professional pictures. I'm going to get you a nice looking listing. I'll do a little bit of keyword research, some very basic stuff that you can easily outsource to someone else in our community if you want to.
Right.
And I know Nathan offers professional services. If someone's like, I've always wanted to do branding really, really well. And Nathan, I'll want to hear about that before the end of the show as well. Like if someone doesn't have any good branding, like we can do that for them too. But you don't have to do this stuff yourself. You just collect a payment. And you shared with me a number, ballpark, average, it's about $4,000. And you can maybe go into that a little deeper for us, Brenda, here in a moment. But you charge them an upfront fee, they gladly pay it. And I think that is a total steal.
Right.
You know, I'm thinking for the right services, you could charge $10,000, $15,000 easily. And, depending on what services they want and what their product line looks like. And you're providing a huge service. I love the website analogy. If you were building them a website, you wouldn't say, well, part of the guarantee of this website is you're going to make sales. No, the marketing's on them. They're used to the marketing being on them. So you build out this new platform for them. Now they're on Amazon. Hey, go tell your customers you're on Amazon now. Start generating some orders. That's on you. If you want me to do more marketing work and help, hey, we can help with that too. I want 1% of every sale. So I love that model. It monetizes very early. It clearly defines who's going to do what. But that's not necessarily the model that you always follow, Nathan. So I know there's two in our course, provenproductpartnering.com. Our course dives into both these models.
Well, I do a hybrid. I've started because of what Brenda's taught me. I do a hybrid. I had a company, 3M Rebound. We're getting online. They're a hangover shot, right? And they paid me $3,500 up front as a startup fee to build their listing, help them get their title, their bullets, their keywords, their description. I'm helping them with brand registry because they're trademarked on their product. And then I did all their product photography for them, right? So I charged $3,500 up front plus a 25% revenue share on all sales happening on the payout on Amazon. So if they do $100 in sales on Amazon, Amazon's going to take 30 for the FBA fees, right? And they're going to get 70. I make 25% on what Amazon pays out, but I'm also making 25% on eBay, off their website. I'm even employing proven audience formula technique where we're setting up chatbots for them on Facebook and managing Instagram and whatnot. So I've locked them in on an upfront fee, but I'm also locking them into long-term where, I flat out told them, I said, because I looked it up, very low competition saturation. After I estimated I'll probably be able to do $50,000 a month in sales on their product. I'll manage it. I'll even do their warehousing. So I'm looking at least on that one, at least $10,000 to $15,000 a month revenue off of that one client account. And what's great about it is in the beginning, it's a lot of work, right? But once you get it set up and once you get it running and then you hand that off to somebody on your team that you're paying $300 to $500 or $600 a week to manage these things for you and manage things around the warehouse. You know, I mean, that's just a $10,000 paycheck coming in for work that you already did and ongoing. And the most important thing I think that your role becomes in that is communicating with them and finding just new strategies to employ with them to keep that that revenue generating and going. But communication is really one thing I would tell people that getting into this business, you feel like, oh, I'm an introvert, I wouldn't be good at talking to people, or I'm not going to go sell somebody something. Do not sell this strategy. You don't sell it. You don't do consulting. There is no sales. They either need exactly what you have or they don't. And you don't have to convince them. I don't convince anybody to come board and work with us. It's amazing how people react when you just say, you pull up their product, look it up on your phone and say, well, gosh, you know, I'm seeing this and your competitors are doing this. This is what your sales rank is. You're probably selling about this many a day. Yeah, well, your competitor's doing about this many, and this is kind of what they're doing different. Maybe I can help you out. And they go, yes, please. You know, and it's a beautiful thing because, you know, if you're afraid of, you know, I'm not a salesperson or I'm not a consultant. No, that's not what this business is. It's partnering with people, proven product partnering. So
and use that word when you're talking to people. You know, I want to partner with you on your product. I see the value of it. I see the quality. I think you should be doing better, and I want to help you with that.
Yeah, I want to be commission only sales rep. It's another way to say if you're not taking any upfront fee, but one of my goals is if you go through this course, have the confidence to ask for an upfront fee. You really need to. That sets the whole relationship off on the right foot with the right expectations. And here's exactly the things I'm going to do for you. Here's how much time it's going to take me. Don't undervalue the knowledge that you have in your head. Before we drift away too far, Brenda, keep what you got in your head too. We don't do many 3-person podcast episodes, so I'm doing my best to juggle back and forth here. But something Nathan just said triggered in my thought. I'm trying to think like a skeptic. When I do these episodes, I think like a skeptic. So here I am hearing you guys say this model. And you're saying, hey, once you do the work and set it up, you're getting $10,000 a month and really you're just replenishing. What keeps them from saying, we kind of don't need you guys anymore. Thanks for helping us get set up on Amazon. The orders are rolling in. I know we have this percentage agreement, but how is there a buyout? And I know the answer to how we've taught it in the past and seen it done in the past, but how do you guys tackle that? And Brenda, I'll throw that to you. And then plus whatever else you had to say on this next.
Yeah. The thing is, if you start thinking about a brand owner, these aren't Amazon sellers. These are brand owners, and their mindset is, I'm building this product. This is the next best widget. And if everybody knew about it, I'd be making thousands of dollars. Their mindset is getting money, investors for their product. They're looking to get into big box stores. They are so stressed out and thinned out and all the time and things that they need to get done. They don't have the manpower to have somebody in-house to do their Amazon stuff. So they're thankful that they have a resource. And if you approach your business as you are part of their team, you're not a consultant, you're not working for them. I am your brand representative on Amazon. I'm part of your team. Approach it from your heart, connect with them, and you'll be part of their family. They're not going to want you to go anywhere.
That's a beautiful answer. Love it.
And I want to just really touch real quick back on a little plug for the course. Back to your statement about, you know, the level of your expertise on Amazon. My background is an organization freak. So when I have to do anything twice, I put it into a form or a system and I make it really easy. And so in this course, Nathan and I are walking everybody step by step by step. Say this, do this. This is the forms we use. This is the templates we use to organize it. This is how we manage it. And by having that, you can kind of let go of the stress of, oh, I don't have the expertise or the background. You have all the resources you need. So even if you don't come into this business model with it, you're going to have it there.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, you guys are two of the most experienced people from our community for sure, and probably in the world at this model. You know, Nathan, you and I have been doing this stuff and consulting and helping our own coaching students. You know, we don't sit around and just dream up new courses like, oh, it'd be cool to have a course on this interesting topic. That's a good theory. No, it's the business opportunities that are hitting us in the face every day. We find ourselves getting in over our heads because the number of opportunities outnumber our resources to tackle them. And we say, let's let the community know and get in here, because there are, and I'm not exaggerating here, there's 1 million businesses right now that need, in the US alone, like right now, to be like, yes, someone please take this. If you just have that 3-minute conversation with them,
Yep.
that's all it would take.
Yep.
And that's not even digging hard. You know, you get intentional about this, it's multiple millions of businesses around the world that need what we're talking about.
Right.
Amazon's the monster in the room and they don't know how to tackle it. And whether they're trying to sell more online or if they're just trying to get that validation of, yeah, we're online now. Our website never worked, but you mean we could just take some pictures, get it on Amazon, and we've got that validation now so we can approach these big retailers and say, yeah, we're legit. Look, we're on Amazon, right? As you said, Brenda, that's a rite of passage for a brand. And even if nothing ever sells, it's starting to feel a little bit to me like if you're an author, right? It's not about how many books you sell. It's the fact that now you're an author.
Yeah.
And I've experienced this with some of my titles. People are like, oh, you wrote a book on that subject? Well, yes, I did. Well, you must be an expert then. Well, yes, I am. They never say, well, how many did you sell? They don't care.
Right.
Because you're an author now. It's the same thing with these brands. It's like, oh, you're on Amazon. Okay, well, that's legit. You must be legit. You must be a real company then. And if that's the only service you provide, you've done them a huge favor that's worth thousands of dollars. Even if it doesn't sell, that kind of blows my mind because we're taking this risk-free, super simple business model and we're monetizing it. And you don't even have to necessarily get a whole bunch of results for these people. And you've served them very well.
Well, and here's another, if the brand and the product inventors aren't enough of a resource or enough of a pool of clients for you, think about all these brick and mortar stores. They know that they're closing down left and right. We have a client here in Phoenix that had 2 mattress stores and they had to close one of them. And we took them, they already have access to all these wholesale products. We're like, how about expanding that into Amazon? Now we've added an additional $60,000 of revenue to their bottom line every month so they can keep their brick and mortar store open. Now, how's that for a favor? And those types of stories are out there over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's the future of retail, the hybrid. Mm-hmm. We're online, we're on Amazon, we have our own website, we're on eBay, we're on Walmart. You know, and most businesses just aren't there. They don't have those multiple spokes yet, right, Nathan?
No, multi-channel is the wave of the future. I have a client that we do $500,000 in sales per month, and it's all multi-channeled out as far as you can go. We're exploring Groupon, we're exploring Google Shopping extensively and worldwide. So we teach about that in this course as well. You know, that's kind of my goal with them. And you asked earlier about the buyout, right? Once you've got somebody locked in and you've produced the results, they will never want to leave you. That's the thing. But my buyouts usually, depending on the amount of work that I'm going to be doing for them, is about $5,000 to $15,000. Right? You want out of this agreement? Great. And if I've never had anybody buy me out. But if they did, that would be because I did a great job for them and handed it off to them, and they've got it. Right? That's actually a good sign that if they're saying, yeah, I'll pay you $15,000 and we've got this. Thanks for everything that you've done. It's amazing. But I see people with a lot of they all are very different and they all have the same problems, right? And I've figured out those problems, and then I build systems just to solve certain types of problems that I know that I'm going to see down the road. And that's the great thing about the Facebook group that we've added onto this, is that Brenda and I are still learning, and we're going to be adding this stuff into the course. Where things like, for instance, client doesn't have brand registry and trademark. So I went out and found an IP attorney that we do, that I do their trademark stuff for them now and do it right. Because see, with trademarks, people think, oh, I'll just go get a trademark, but then they do the address on it incorrectly, or they don't have an attorney on record or whatever. And then they go try to set up brand registry, and Amazon goes, this doesn't match up, and it kicks back. So that right there, for clients, $1,200, $1,300, right? They'll, and that's the cool thing about it is you start with this initial startup fee, or when you're new to this, when I was brand new, I wasn't charging any kind of an upfront fee, right? I would just say, here, let's go, and it worked. But I don't do that anymore because just the time has become more valuable. I'm even, out of 10 different clients, I'm only picking one that we're going to go with nowadays, just because there's just so much coming. the whole struggle of this business is product sourcing, right? But if you add the client sourcing model that we teach to this, trust me, you are not going to have any shortage of opportunities. To me, it's really opened my eyes. Although the difference is this, like with private label, it's going to take a little bit more time to locate the product, do the research, find the source, whether you're going through China to get that source. Then, you get the product. Then you got to do all your product photography. You got to do all your branding. You got to get your trademark. You got to get brand, all those things. The process that you go with through a client, it takes a while to get one going. I've had clients that we started working with like 4 months ago that now we're finally starting to get real traction, right? And make real income from it. So, there is, we don't want to express that, oh yes, this is the best thing since sliced bread, because it's work, right? But if you're at that phase where, you've got a lot going on in your business, but you're looking for new ways to expand or diversify, I would say people that are absolutely brand new to the business could do this. And here's how. What you do is you go out and find a client, then you go find somebody in the My Silent Team community that knows more than you and say, hey, I've got this client. I need your help. I'll give you some of the revenue share of what we do with this client or some of the upfront fee. I mean, it's all about leverage. And someone totally brand new could do this. Somebody that's totally experienced doing $1 million in sales a month, that right there gives you more clout than anything. And you'd be crazy to not do this business model and find high level, super, super high level clients as a result. It's just, I'd say everyone could do this, but I would also put that out there that, yeah, it's work, there is work to it for sure.
Really the skill that you need, the only skill you need is the ability to have a conversation and to confidently present yourself. And I've used this line many, many times. Adopt it as your own, use it, maybe write it down and practice it. But I say it all the time. It's people come to me like, hey, what do you do? And if, typically I say I'm an author and a podcaster, and if they care to learn more, we'll go a little deeper. But more importantly, if I'm talking to another business owner, I'm a part of a community of people from around the world that eat, breathe, sleep, and dream about using the internet creatively to launch successful products. That's what we do. There's no community like it in the world. 99% of the people you walk up to, if they know that that's what you do, they're going to be blown away by it, especially if they've got a product.
Right.
I was having a visual as you were talking, Nathan, of like, that show Shark Tank. I'm just imagining, the sharks are there trying to take a piece of this person's business. Their blood, sweat, tears. They've dreamt up this product. They put money in the marketing, and now they're at the point where they're kind of desperate for an infusion of cash. Somebody help me. Just imagine you're kind of like the shark on the end. That's like, you're not a shark. Your pitch is simple. It's like, hey, are you on Amazon yet? Well, no, not really. All right, well, let me help you get on Amazon for just a little bit of money. And then I'm a part of this community that lives, eats, breathes, sleeps, creative marketing strategies. We can make something awesome happen. You tell them a few of these cool stories from our community. You get into the Facebook group that Nathan was just talking about. The provenproductpartnering.com course has its own Facebook group. You'll want to definitely grab onto that opportunity, be a part of that group. You can outsource any of this, was the point you were making, Nathan. Right. Someone in that group, if you run into a trademark issue or they want to get a patent or they've never had any professional photography tackle their product, whatever you run into, you don't have to do it. Get in that group and have someone do it with you and pay them a little cut or pay them a one-time fee. Figure it out. So ultimately, the only skill you need is the ability to talk to somebody. Mm-hmm. And business owners are so easy to talk to. Go to any business owner. I do this when I speak at conferences. And I remind everybody at a business conference, it's the only scenario where you can go up to anybody and say, hey, tell me about your business. And they're going to be excited to talk, right? But you've been to these events, and this is maybe a segue, Brenda, where you can kind of fill us in. Where have you gone to meet these people? I mean, the list is endless. I know you have a huge list in the course as well.
Yeah.
But once you get to a business owner and you say, hey, tell me about your product and how you're doing online, if you're comfortable asking those two questions and then answering any question they have for you with, well, I may not know all the answers, but I'm a part of a community of creative business building warriors from around the world that live, eat, breathe, sleep, and dream about using the internet creatively to launch and grow products and brands. They're going to be impressed, right? So how do you generate these leads? Where do you meet these people?
I just go out to the different networking events. I mean, there's the small business associations. I mean, there's meetup groups. You just start looking on the internet a little bit for networking events in your area, and then there's going to be tons and tons. And just start showing up and let them lead you. One of the things I think that I find a fun place to network is the Inventors Association. A lot of cities have their own little Inventors Association. So here's a room full of people wanting to bring brands to the market. Some of them already have brands, some of them don't yet. And this is another way you can approach this business. Let's say there's somebody who has this idea, they want to bring brands to a certain type of widget to the market. Well, Amazon's such a depth of data. You can go, hey, let's look at Amazon and see what's going on with that niche you're wanting to bring a product into the market for, and see what people like and don't like, what are the shoppers saying, what products are ranking, what's not, and invent your product to accommodate that. And so that's data that people had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars before in the past, before Amazon was even available. So now you can save the inventor hundreds of thousands of dollars of wasted time, money, inventing products that they have no market to bring.
Look at the competing products, read the reviews, see what people don't like about the competing products, and make that Mr. Inventor. I don't have time for that. And I don't understand the inventor's mentality. I get frustrated by inventors. I'm like, stop inventing things. You got to sell something. I don't understand. But there's people out there, that's their brain. They're not wired like us. They want to invent new things.
Right.
What a perfect marriage.
Yeah.
What a zero risk, perfect marriage, right? So get out there, go to these meetups. Is it meetup.com? I think is the website. See what's in your city for inventors, for business owners, for product owners. Go to farmers markets, right? Walk up and down. And you don't even have to ask them.
Show.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even have to ask them if their product's on Amazon or not. You just hold your phone up to it and it'll tell you, get the Amazon seller app. Like, well, nope, that product's not on the marketplace yet. Type in the name of it. It's not there. Right. Start your conversation there. It's like, I was just looking to get this on Amazon and noticed you're not on there yet. Tell me about that. Have any plans? Right. And almost every one of them, Nathan, as I know you've experienced, they've had a negative experience at some point with Amazon, and they want someone to help them overcome that negative experience.
Yeah. They need a solution to their problem. I mean, that's why I started a warehouse where I do warehouse fulfillment for these companies. I get clients that come to me through these meetup groups and CEO space. And I even paid $4,500 this last year to become part of one of these higher level groups where the big players and entrepreneurs are. And that's the thing, is that even if someone can't use your service, they know someone that can, and they build a relationship, and they meet and they go, oh, I know this guy. And then they connect you, and then you start developing what I call the connectors. I've got 4 of them now. I only had 1 at one point, and I still have him. He's really great, but I actually do a video interview with him in the course. But I've got 4 people out there bringing me deals. I literally was pulling out checks and at this last event that I was at, and cutting them checks in front of everybody going, hey, thanks for referring that. And they're like, other people are noticing. And, but I mean, these network groups, there's a lot of them that are free. But we listed out in the course how to find them, where to go, what trade shows to go to, where to find, that's the great thing about this course, is it isn't about here, go approach businesses to sell their products. It's here's a very specific way to find clients, to do client sourcing is what we call it, and good ones, and how to narrow it down. Because when you get out there, and it won't take you very long to get to a place where now you got 10 different businesses that are like, okay, let's go. And they're blowing you up. Right. And you have to be careful which ones are the ones you should be working on, and which are the ones that you need to pass on, or say, okay, I can do that for you, but this is what the fee would be up front for that. So that's the great thing about this community and this group that we created in this training, is it's an ongoing thing. This is just in the infancy stages of the game. And I mean, like you have a warehouse too, right, Jim? Your mom runs that?
Absolutely. And we have people contact us and help. You don't need a warehouse to do this.
No, you don't.
You could partner with my warehouse, with yours, Nathan. There's a number of people in our community that have a warehouse. Yeah. Make them your business partner. Why not? Give them specialize, do what you're good at, and specialize and partner up with others. I think that's an overriding message, kind of a theme here is this is an easy lane to specialize in. Just talk to product owners about the product, ask if they're on Amazon yet, if they're online, how it's going, and go from there, knowing that you can solve literally any challenge that they might present in what they say next.
Yeah.
Any challenge they run to.
Just get those business cards printed up and start showing up. And
Yeah.
even if you're not actually meeting one-on-one with somebody at that particular networking event, that person's going to know somebody who knows somebody. That's the beauty of networking. So just
And
be out there.
I just want to correct one little thing that you just said, Brendan. I think you'll agree with me on this, although it may be an interesting debate. You said business cards. I've never printed up a business card for this ever.
Yeah.
Right? Even that, I'm like, hey, I'm the guy who's sold products online before. I'm a part of a community of people who live, eat, breathe, sleep, and dream about using the internet creatively. And I'm kind of interested in your product. I mean, like, let's figure out a way. They're not going to go, well, do you have a business card? Because, like, I've never run into that challenge, right? I'm not saying don't go get business cards, but I am saying you don't need business cards to do this.
And you don't need a website. You don't have to. Don't spend all the time getting ready to do this. Just go out there and say, I've got the skill.
I figured we were on the same page there. It's just conversations. Like Andrew, my buddy in Australia that's helped businesses use the internet to grow. He's been doing it for 15 years and he's got hundreds of clients as far as I know. He doesn't have a website. He doesn't have a price sheet. He doesn't have a business card, nothing. He just he has conversations and he tells people what he's capable of and the part of the community that he's a part of. That's it. That's the secret, right? Well, I want to spend the last couple minutes as we start to wrap this up, guys. I want to talk about the course. Provenproductpartnering.com is where you can go. It's ridiculously underpriced, as are all of our courses. Let me just do a quick little sidebar on that topic. We could be and should be charging tens of thousands of dollars for this. If you put it to work, this is an incredible opportunity. You see a lot of big products launched in the internet marketing space for $3,000, $5,000. We could be doing the big fancy shiny show, the social media, the 4 free videos, and then the big launch day with all the fake social media excitement on top of all the real social media excitement. There's a formula there. We don't do that. We say, hey guys, this is working. We've recorded a bunch of content that takes you exactly through how to do it. Now we've knocked the price down ridiculously low, so you have no excuses because we want success stories. So the price is insanely low. If hopefully we haven't raised it yet as our introductory price. We will raise it once we've gone through the introductory. So if you're listening to this well after, the price may have gone up, but it's still worth thousands of dollars. And we've got the price ridiculously low for you. But what can people expect if they jump into the course? You guys created the content. You put how many hours is it? 30 plus hours? I can't remember what the total was.
Probably more.
The hours we put behind the course.
Oh, and then the hours behind the course.
Hundreds of hours.
You don't have to go through the whole thing before you're a pro. It's not one of those where you have to go, it's okay, I need this module now. Okay, I run into this situation. Okay, I need a contract or an agreement for this scenario, right? So it's you can kind of take and grab.
Start where you're at.
Yeah.
Start with Amazon and work your way out.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Beautiful. And we've already got a lot of great feedback. I'm sure there'll be even more by the time people are listening to this of real users who are using this content. The Facebook community is already established and growing with a lot of excitement. You guys are going to be in there live, new trainings on a regular basis. That's part of the course. Be sure to grab that option. But I think this has been a really good episode. And even if those who are skeptical, they don't want to spend some money on a course, just keep this thought process in the back of your mind. The abilities you have, the understanding that you have of the Amazon platform and selling online, you're way out ahead of 99% of all product and businesses out there that have a product. The marketing skills that you have that you bring to the table are worth a lot of money. Capitalize on that. It's a great complementary business income stream for you to start establishing. It adds a lot of stability. Add spokes to your own wheel, as Nathan always likes to say. Your Amazon's one spoke. Let's add some more spokes onto that wheel, give you some stability going forward. And that could be clients that you're working with, helping them move their products online and benefiting them. And so you guys are going to be in the Facebook group, right? Helping answer any questions for those who invest in provenproductpartnering.com course.
Yep.
Beautiful. That's great.
You're coaching people along. We're partnering with people in that. I just today had a client tell me, Nathan, I need someone who can do warehouse fulfillment that can do multi-channel. Yep, send them my way. $13 a month pallet storage, $1.50 a unit, ship direct to their customer. And we can all work together. And this is going to open the door for people in ways that I think will be well beyond our expectations, Jim. But one last thing I don't want to run my mouth like I always do, but I can tell you this: if you came along and took everything away from me, right, and I had to start at ground zero, if you took all my money away from me. I lost my business, everything. And I had to start all over, right? And you put me in any small town, anywhere in the United States, right? And you took all my credentials, all my money away from me. I would do this model. This is what I would do, proven product partnering. And if you came back a year later, do you think I'd be broke, Jim?
I'm going to correct your scenario just a little bit. I think I could drop you anywhere that has an internet connection. As long as you've got the internet and this, because you said the United States. I'm thinking the internet and a smartphone anywhere in the world.
Yeah, literally. I mean, because of what you know, I mean, that is so powerful. Knowledge is power. And it's part of my leverage model. Leverage other people's time, leverage other people's knowledge, leverage other people's resources, leverage other people's money and their products and their cost of goods.
Yep. And then find mutually beneficial arrangements.
Yeah.
That's all we're talking about here.
There's absolutely no barrier holding you back at doing this and becoming wildly successful at it. The only barrier that you might have is self-limiting belief that you may not be able to do it. Trust me, if you jump in and do it and you become my friend, then you become part of our family, and then we become partners and you fall into that zone with me. Trust me, life is abundant. The abundance of opportunity, especially in this strategy. I mean, Brenda and I are just starting. And so me and Brenda, we love this model and teaching it. So me and Brenda are actually going to be coaching people in the very beginning personally on this strategy if you jump into the course. And so we're probably more excited than anyone else out there that wanting to do it about doing it.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. For people who are thinking, yeah, it's one thing to spend a few bucks on a course, but I'd rather just kind of like work with you guys. Help me get over my limiting beliefs. Help me get out there. You know, I'm going to go have some conversations. Where should I go? How do I start? Give me the motivation. Keep me accountable. That's what our coaching program's all about. You talk about that abundance mindset, buddy. We've been living it for 15 years now, dude. I mean, we've been doing this. This is how we fed our family, is using the internet creatively, creating these great partnerships. Everybody's a partner. Now we're not getting lawyers and signing 15-page documents with every one of them, but we're saying, hey, let's work together. You've got skills that complement mine. Let's build something together here. And those turn into great long-term arrangements where we each know our role. And, not to digress too far off subject, but yeah, the number of people that we know now, the number of great people in this community, the community that you're part of, if you're listening to this podcast, this is your community. Consider, I was just sharing in a podcast episode a few days ago, tell people you work with the author of one of the most successful internet marketing business books of all time. Tell them you work with me. Bring me in on the deal if you want to. We're all in on this together. Get me on a conference call, right? I'm not untouchable sitting up here, just recording podcasts. Customers contact me all the time and say, hey, I think this is an opportunity. Do you want in on this? I think if we land this opportunity with this, bigger, I'm a little intimidated, but there's no company that intimidates us. We've worked with some of the biggest brands and internet in the world. We've worked with, we've had Walmart banging on our door wanting our product. We've had the #1 best-selling toy on Amazon. We've had the, top coffee on Amazon as one of our clients. We've worked with the big boys. You can't intimidate us with the size of an opportunity. So you won't get in over your head, guys. It's impossible. If you're working with our team, you'll never get in over your head with any opportunity. So be confident and bold. Yeah, we're your partners. We partner with people every day. Brenda, how do you want to close this one out? I'm going to toss the ball to you virtually. There it is.
And I'm catching it.
Nice catch. There you go.
What I want to just sum up with is so many times people learn new concepts and they get overwhelmed and they don't take action. And I try to tell people, just start. So even if you go out and talk to somebody, don't have the mindset of, oh, I need to make X amount of dollars. Just get that first client. Like Nathan said, his first client, he did strictly commission. And I tell you that the value of the skill you're going to learn just by going through those ropes will make you the expert for the next time. I got to tell you, there was just a little short side note. I did consulting years ago, and I didn't really see my value. I didn't know I was making it up. I charged $10 an hour for my first client. And then after my first client was like, heck with this, I'm charging $30. And then the next client was like, oh, $50. And I just incrementally, as I was reiterated the skill level that I had, I was able to charge more and more. So start where you're at.
don't feel like you have to be the most expert with all the answers. Start where you're at and rely on us to give you those answers.
Beautiful. Very well done. Well, I'm going to have you guys back again real soon. Nathan, it's been way too long since I've had you on. And Brenda, welcome. This was your first time. So glad having you. We'll have you back again too. But I think the listeners and viewers today are going to have a lot to think about on our zero risk, fun, exciting, in-demand, huge opportunity. Provenproductpartnering.com is the website. Now, I'm going to remind you again, there's only one link you ever need if you're a viewer or a listener to this show. Most people just listen on audio. So I'm going to send you to silentjim.com/podcast. That's where you'll see this episode. That's where you see all the show notes, including a link to everything we talked about today, including the course that's priced at a ridiculously low launch price right now. It may go up at some point. So go check out the website and see. But man, get in on this opportunity. Educate yourself. And even if you only just use these strategies to improve your own Amazon business, it's a fantastic investment. But I think you're going to see very quickly, man, you can use these strategies to grow anyone's business if they've got a product they're trying to sell more of. Huge opportunity. Thank you guys for being our guests today. And to the listeners, to the viewers, God bless you, business building warriors. We're in your corner. We're rooting for you. Our success is measured by your success. We're in this together. Let's keep growing and building together. We'll do another episode just like this on a different topic real soon. Talk to you then.